everyone, it's me, Breezer here, and I'm here to tell you what I did on my little trip to Tybee Island. As the name goes, I had a really good time there, and all. So I'm going to tell you a couple of things that happened to me on there, and I'll have little pictures to show you and all. So one of the things that happened when we first got there, we wanted to get, and when I mean we, I mean me and my mother's, and all. And when we first got there, we noticed that there's a sort of like a dip in there, like there's a walkway, and then after you get the walkway, you got to go out to the beach, and it's a little bit like a little dune you need to go over. Well, unfortunately, that little dune had a little bit of, it had rained a couple of days before there, and it had some water built up in the middle of that, so that we were having to wade in the water in order to go into the beach. So we had to take our shoes off and basically wade in the water and then go to the beach. So it was a little bit of an inconvenience, but it was pretty interesting for me to go and do that. We eventually got our deck chairs out, and we went and we sat down, and I just took the time and just sat there and looked at the waves, and it was really an excellent place. And let's see, I remember we were looking over and we saw some barges that were going across there every once in a while. There were some big ones, some small ones, but we noticed that they were just huge. I mean, these things were just big. Of course, when you're on there, you see a lot of seagulls, and then there was these little birds that were going right across there, though, and it's these little birds, and I didn't know what they were. And then I asked my mom. She said, "Oh, those are called sandpipers. They're sandpiper birds, and they just they'll sit around and just kind of go here and there, and then just walk around, and then they run really quickly." Reason why we stayed at the beach when we went there is because we had to wait, because we were eating at this one place called Fanny's on the Beach, and it's a really good place to eat. It's right on the beach, and it's a really good place to get some really good hamburgers and hot dogs, and not hot dogs, some really good food at. And as we were waiting up there, these birds would fly across there, and they would land on the tables, and they would, when the people would leave, they would leave like little pieces of food there, and they would jump on the table and pick it up, and then they would take off with them and all. As we were on the beach, my mother had gone and found a horseshoe crab, and I was like, no, that's not a horseshoe crab. It's probably something like, it's not a horseshoe crab. And then she picked it up, and lo and behold, it was a horseshoe crab. And boy, was I was stunned, because I was like, I thought horseshoe crabs, you could find those like up north. I didn't know you could find them in the bottom, and you could find them in the south. Shows you where I'm coming from, city boy, So eventually, once we got done eating, we came back and we went to our hotel room, and the hotel room was called the Beachside Colony, and they're basically what they are is they're condominiums, and you can rent them out for a certain amount of price. So these were really great these were really great condominiums. When you walk in there, I couldn't believe it myself. I walked into these places and I was like, oh my God, look at this. And you had a beachside front view of everything. You could see the beach, you could see they had the pool was there. They had 3 different types of pools, and then they had a bar called the Deck. Let's see, they had a really nice, it was a 2-bedroom, so I had my own bathroom to my side. And my own bedroom was really cool because it had it was a really nice bed, and it had a TV set for late night watching. And then of course I had the bathroom where I set up a lot of my stuff to brush my teeth and stuff all. And then we went to a place, I think it was the second night we were there. We went to a nice place called AJ's. And AJ's is an interesting place because it's the only place where you can actually watch the sun go down. Yeah. And you can take pictures, and everybody's there. That's the only reason why people go there, is so that they can take a picture of the sun going down with all the, you know, with everybody around watching what's really going on. And so I really had a good time just watching the sun go down. And then a little bonus was we got to see dolphins. Dolphins were coming up and over and up and over. I didn't get any pictures of that, but because I never knew when they were going to come up and all. So, but anyway, that was a really great place that we were going to as much as we could. And I remember that I was trying my best because the sun would go. There was like some clouds, some stormy clouds in the distance, and it was clouding up the sun. Because a lot of people want to watch the sun go down. But for some odd reason, the clouds were all out and shit, and I didn't know what to do. So everybody waited and all, and we waited, and then eventually the clouds went away, and we were able to get, some of us were able to get good shots of what was going on there. And we had some really good food there and all, and I ate some really good food, even on this one place called The Deck. Which was the restaurant where we were staying at. It was called The Deck, and I ate some good food, and I drank myself some good margaritas too as well. So I had pretty much a good time. And then the last day we were there, I basically had my bike that I had bought, and I had ridden it around the day before. And I rode it around the beach, and I rode it all the way down to one side of the beach to the next. And it's a freedom that it's really a great time to ride a bike and just have a good time riding your bike down there. And just riding a bicycle on the beach is just so memorable. I know I have a little bit of film of me riding my bike down there, and I did see a jellyfish too. There was a jellyfish that I bumped into on the way. But yeah, and then I took some time to do a little short interview like this one right here. Well, as you can see, I'm just kind of resting a little bit. But yeah, the waves are crashing all around, and trying to see if I can get a good picture of that. See, anyway, getting a good picture of that, and I'm probably going to take a break and a nap after all of what I've been through. But yeah, I can honestly say without a doubt that they say people who take vacations come back a lot happier. Well, I'm going to have a giant grin on my face when I come back to Nashville. I've really had a good time here. It has made me think a lot more, and think also I have been yeah, man, it's a great time to be out here on the beach. I know I don't look like I'm dressed for it or anything, but I look like I'm ready to go for, get into a street fight. But yeah, man, I really dig this whole thing about being here on Tybee. It's a really good place. It's very relaxing. It's like when I come to the beach, it's like, even if there are places around here, it just feels like you're really on vacation, unless you've lived here before. So, as much as that, if you live here on the beach, I can see why you'd be a little bit sick and tired of it and want to get someplace else. But this is Tybee, and Tybee's a really great place to go. I recommend you guys come here.
It's probably about 15-20 minutes away from Savannah, and it's a really good place. It's a good place to go and have a good time. I'm sitting here right in front of here. You know, this is a little alot right here. As you can see, there's a little dolphin in there. I can't see it because there's a glare on my phone. I wish there was something I could do about that, but anyway. But no, man, I'm sitting back here and I'm just taking it easy and taking in all this great place here on Tybee Island. I mean, I cannot believe I am actually here. This is great. I'm having a great time here. And what's really great here is that I get to see like seashells, and I saw birds, and I've seen, I got a horseshoe crab that I saw. That's really great, and the waves just crashing in, and it's a bright sunny day today, and so got a suntan. So sandpipers, that's what they call them, sandpipers. Those little birds are called sandpipers. Glad I got it, so I'm proud about that. And then there's but I mean, I guess you got to be here to enjoy it, because I'm from the city. I mean, the only close thing I can get to a beach is man-made. This isn't man-made. This is ground. I mean, where can you find sand like this from? It's just a great time, and I enjoy being here. I got my pants all nice and sandy, but I can dust that off. I really don't. When it comes to being on vacation, I really don't worry about a lot what's really going on. I think for me, the main thing is just to enjoy yourself, because that's what life is. Life is a journey. You don't whine, you don't bitch, you just go along with it. Now, then again, if you're having to deal with Trump for 4 fucking years, yeah, then I guess you can bitch and moan and groan for a little bit, but when you're out here, you're on the beach, and I know I'm coming back to Tybee, that's for sure. But it won't be for a while, so, and who knows, maybe I might be a little bit lighter by then too. But no, I enjoy this. I enjoy being with my mothers. They've made this really a great time. I've eaten great food, met a couple of great people, but that's the whole part of an adventure, And that's what I tell a lot of people. If you don't stop and look around and all, you could really miss it, quoting Ferris Bueller. But all I can say is take the time in order to look around a little bit more, because I don't know, I'm getting a little bit nostalgic, or I'm getting a little bit too spiritual, but that's what happens when you're out here in the waves and nice people, the ocean, where nobody's bitching about skin color. And if they are bitching about your skin color, it's because you've been out in the sun too fucking long. But no, just enjoying life. And that's what we all need to do. I mean, I know that we're all in a pandemic right now, but yeah, we gotta enjoy life one way or another, Got to enjoy it. Breeze Aubrey reporting here from Tybee Island, and back to you, Breeze, in the studio.
So anyway, I took a couple of minutes to eventually just reflect upon what was going on. And then as the day was closing off, I went and returned the bike back to the bike shop, and we went around to a couple other places, and I think we stopped at Publix. Yeah, before going and leaving the beach. But all I can say, honestly, is just it was a really great time, and I had a very great time with my mothers, and just it was awesome, and it was something I really needed to keep myself going. And then came back here, and my final thoughts of all this are, if you ever get a chance, go to Tybee Island, because it will be an experience you won't forget. But a lot of it has to deal with just having a good time and you know, learning that you got to look around and see what's happening, you know, and just be grateful that you're still alive, you know, and be grateful that things can change. And I think for me, a lot of it has to deal with just enjoying what you see out there. And I had, like I said, once again, I had an adventure when I went to Tybee, and I wanted to share that all with you. So anyway, well, listen, I got to get going. I got to get my stuff ready, so I got to head back to Nash Vegas, Tennessee. I got to get my stuff together, and then hopefully, oh, by the way, I forgot to mention the cabs there. You're not going to believe this. The cabs on Tybee Island are called breezy cabs. I kid you not. Here's a picture of it. Check it out. They're called breezy cabs, and I couldn't believe it. I had to mention that somewhere in there. It was written in my little notes that I put here for you guys. But anyway, I got to get going, and I just want to thank you. And please, if you want to make any comments, comment down below. And if you want to leave me a like, please do. I normally don't do that, but you know, what the hell. But anyway, y'all guys, take it easy, and remember, take a look around. Don't always live your life in somebody else's shadow. Take a look around and make good.